Okay, we should be up and running on stuff right now. I'm gonna stop spamming this on my desk, so I'm gonna move it away. Why can't I enter pin mode? Why is my computer messing up so bad right now? I'm working on getting a new computer, by the way. That'll be maybe next week. I'm gonna explain some things in a second. For some reason, I expected this not to take as long, but it's actually taking me a second. Okay, we're good. We're gonna start up a new world just for this specific stream. Server's not up, but Minecraft does the best here, and it just gives me something to do. Because I was gonna play Repo, but like I don't have a thumbnail set up for that, and it just wouldn't work because I'd have to put a Minecraft thumbnail on Repo, which would be like no. I'd confuse so many people with that, so we're not gonna go with that option. We'll see if we get some people in here. I know it's not my usual streaming day. I'm gonna explain everything in a second. We're just gonna name it one stream because we're gonna hopefully do this world for one stream. It might be more than that though, depending on how long it takes me to get the server up, which is neither here nor there. But oh yeah, basically, I can explain why I didn't stream Thursday. Failed to connect to the server. It's a single player. Okay, it's a single player world. But yeah, sure, whatever. Failed to connect to the server makes perfect sense. Whatever. I'm gonna crash out. Are we for real? Wait. Can I for real not play Minecraft? Okay, that's gonna be annoying. But I didn't stream on Thursday because there's just been a lot going on and I needed a break. Just a day off, really. Time to collect my thoughts and just how I feel and everything. The past few months have sucked. Sucked major, but majorly. But still. I don't want to stop streaming. That's not the goal. I'm streaming right now because if I can't stream tomorrow, I have to go to the courthouse and do a ton of stuff there. Yeah, we're stuck on the screen now. What a great thing. Only reason I'm streaming, another reason I'm streaming right now is because I just felt like I should. And that felt like what I should be doing right now. I just felt led to do that. Apparently Minecraft's not even going to be an option because it's... yay! It's just like, whatever. I felt like I should be streaming, so I'm here. If not, we're going to be... If not, I'm just going to end eventually, and we're going to just read the word, basically. I'm going to read the word. Probably alone, unless stream would enjoy reading. But as I said, I wasn't streaming Thursday, because I just needed a break. Enemy's been on my back, but I'm streaming today, because I felt led to, and I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow, because I'm going to be at the courthouse. We're stuck on this screen for some reason. I'm going to have to close it down and reopen it. We might not even be able to play Minecraft, which is... Yivy! It's just like, what are we doing, man? Okay, we're stuck on Minecraft. I'm actually gonna have to use Task Manager to close this. What's up, Quartz? Welcome, man. Glad to see you back. This is just evidence of what's been going on. One time I feel like, oh, I should stream, and it's just like, no. But we'll load it back up. We'll give Minecraft one more shot. If not, we're probably gonna play like Repo, because even if I don't have a thumbnail set up, which is why I didn't do it to begin with, but because I didn't want to lead people astray and be like, oh, this is a Christian Minecraft stream, but I'm playing Repo. Like, how does that make sense? But I don't really have an option if it's not going to work. Welcome in, Blanca Medrano. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. What do you believe in? What are your beliefs? So we're going to get into some conversations, some topics. I felt led by God to do this stream right now. We'll see how that goes. It seems to be going very well so far. Can't even get Minecraft up, which is... Woo. I've done that 3 times by now, but still, it's a point to be made. Minecraft's coming back up. We'll see if we can get everything running. Immediately I streamed because I didn't think we were going to have any issues starting up, and immediately I have like 3. You have good news. You found a church? Let's go, man. You like it? How long you been going? I can't do the server. Server's not up. Can I do one stream? Please? Please just work? I beg? I plead? Nah. It should work, hopefully. Pray to God. Oh, no. Disconnected from server. That's not even a server. You're new? Yeah, I can tell. Oh, that one's not working too. What if I create a new world? What if we... Oh, I hit cancel. Okay. Fabric lifestyle event. Yeah, we're just gonna have to play Repo. I don't have an option. We're gonna change all the streams names to Repo without changing the thumbnail. I don't have a choice here. I guess I probably should have just went with my gut and went repo first. Probably what God was leading me to, but I was like, I don't have a thumbnail. And then it was like, well, you don't need a thumbnail. But I was like, I feel like I do. Well, too bad. I don't have a choice. So give me a second here. Well, it's a good church and has Bible study on Wednesdays for you. Yeah, that's the thing. Why does my church not have Bible study? Why are we not, like, as a group, getting into the Bible? Like, sure, we're going over, like, a few verses before church, like, every little bit, but we're not having, like, Bible study. We're not going over full chapters. We're going over, like, half or a quarter every, like, Sunday, which is very slow, first of all, for getting through the Bible, but also we're not even observing the word or anything like that. We're just kind of there. What's up? We're switching to repo. Just give me a moment. I'm also going to put Twitch and stuff on repo, so it's going to be solo repo, because I don't really have an option. And this is on Satisfactory, which is like, I'm not playing Satisfactory, so let me change that. So just give me a moment. Very rough start to the stream, but we will get there eventually. But yeah, what's up, Warrior Man? Hope you're doing well. I gotta switch it over now to repo. Why is Minecraft still not closing? But yeah, I felt led by God to do this stream, so that's just what we're gonna do. I also felt led by God to do repo, but as I said, I didn't have a thumbnail. And that just kind of proves my point. I should have just listened. Because Minecraft don't work. Repo's loud, oh my goodness. I don't have my mods. Whatever. Let's see. We're gonna likely have to turn repo down. Repo is loud. I'm probably gonna be talking while getting chased by monsters too, which is gonna be really funny, but... Is the audio for repo good? Is it loud? Is it quiet? What are we looking at for the people in chat? Because I'm definitely gonna... Yeah, that's good for me. Right there. We're gonna do private game. Oh wait, no, single player. But yeah, we're gonna play some repo and just, I guess, answer some questions, chill out a little bit. Repo isn't really a terrible game for this, to be honest. It's actually a pretty good one, but next time, hopefully I'll have a repo thumbnail and I'll be able to fix the Minecraft, whatever. Hey, the skeletons are in Bodder and Java. People say skeletons are easy. Yeah, in Bedrock, they kind of absolutely destroy you, but I get what you mean. Whoa, you can... Oh, it just has an indicator for rotating now. I don't know why I thought rotating was such a grand concept. It's been there the whole time. I just kind of forgot. But yeah, if we have any people who wants to start up some conversations, if not, I'll just start talking about other stuff. Because I have a few topics I can go over, mainly about anxiety and worries and other stuff, just because that's really what's been on my mind recently. Can I pick this up? On my mind recently, with all the stuff going on, and especially being stressed out, which is, again, why I didn't stream Thursday, and again, I'm streaming today, because I have to go somewhere tomorrow, and I felt led by the Lord. I'm gonna end up saying that a lot, aren't I? So I didn't really come into this with conversation topics I can really talk too much about, but if I was led to do it, we're gonna get somewhere, somehow. Very odd that I had to switch to repo so quickly. Did I change the YouTube, like, title to repo? I actually have to check, because I don't think I did. And let me make sure. I'm not streaming repo for some reason, even though it should be. My bad. That's on me. There we go. Now we're on repo. We're good. We're good. We're good. God made food. God indeed did make food. And then humans also did a lot of stuff to said food. And now it's not really the same anymore. But it is still food. You are right about that. Let me make sure I changed it to repo. Let me make sure we're all good. Yeah, we've lost like all the viewers from the beginning. Which, again, makes sense. Because... my goodness. I don't even really have to talk in single player, but I want to stream. Hopefully we'll get more people in here. I don't really want to restart the stream. That'd be kind of dumb, especially when I felt led to, like, start it to begin with. If we have to, I will, but I don't believe I have any grand topics to really start out with. Because usually... Well, I said that I was going to start starting streams with topics, but I wasn't expecting to stream today. I wasn't expecting to. What is this game? It's repo. You just go around and collect stuff, and you get beat up by monsters and die, pretty much. Whole concept. So it's just that, really. Again, would have played Minecraft, didn't allow me to, so we're doing this. I'm gonna try and pick up as much stuff as I can. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go into anxiety and other topics. These months have been rough, as I said. A lot of spiritual warfare, a lot of issues in that regard. There's a lot of stuff. Could say it's a refining fire, could say a lot of things about it. I don't really know, God knows. Sometimes you gotta put your hand on the stove to find out. We talked that out earlier. There's a big thing we talked about earlier. About, oh, no. Hola. Welcome in. That's a very long username. Wow. Leonardo. I'm just gonna call you that. Hope you're doing well. What are your beliefs? Ooh, what do you believe in? I have no... I can't run away from you. Get away. Yeah. What are your beliefs? What do you believe in? Let's see if I can hide down here. Chill out for a second. Don't you dare. Okay, we're good. Is deaf, apparently. Yeah, what are your beliefs? What do you believe in? Also, welcome to the stream. I see them teeth. You better back off. Look at him. You suck. Yeah, he has ears, but he's definitely deaf, that's for sure. But yeah. Just the past few weeks, few months really, have been terrible. It's just been back to back to back to back stuff. My Alexa broke, not even 2 days ago. My computer broke a few weeks ago, which I'm still streaming on it, but doesn't function the same as it once did, and I gotta work on getting a new one. And a new Alexa, because I use that Alexa, like, every night for music and stuff, which is also, like, ugh. So that's another thing that's happened. Just a lot of stressful stuff, really. I'm nearsighted now, for some reason. I don't know why. Definitely not like I'm in front of a computer all the time. No, never. But still, it's just annoying. And found that out recently. Medicines and stuff, worrying about the streams and the metrics and how we're doing and the conversations and how we're starting streams and then also livelihood, because I don't plan on going to college. I would like to do this as a job, so that's another thing I've been thinking about recently. And then we have, what else? And then we have the systems that I have for making videos, or making my writings, or making money as well. All three of those. All of them are broken. I've been working on getting them working for months. And I'm not there. And it's also annoying knowing that school year is coming to an end really soon, and I have nothing I can make videos with over the summer. Or nothing I really can show for it. Especially if I don't plan on going to college. That's just going to be a bad time, really. You really did quick switch game. Yeah, I didn't have an option. Minecraft wouldn't work, so I just had to do what I could at the moment. Can't believe I broke that, but yeah, didn't have an option. But yeah, I was thinking about that too, and it's just like, well, dang, if I can't really make videos over the summer. Of course I can. I can definitely make them. It's just a lot more tedious and a lot more hassle and a lot more editing for me to do when I already have the content of the video ready to use. Because I'm making a system that makes it a lot easier for me to get clips, for me to get videos. And then I can edit them after the fact and do less work overall. But, oh, I tried to grab it. Oh, shoot, I hit it again. But it's just not working, and the stuff to fixing my writing isn't done yet, which is also really important, because I'm not very good at writing. I'm not really good at grammar, so I want to get something to fix that, but I don't have that done either. Whole thing. And then there's so much more, like with my eyesight, as I said, and then, more and more and more and more and more and more and more. All those things. Overthinking, very good quality of mine. Can confirm. But yeah, it's just, oh. Hey, you stream really well. I'd love to become your dedicated fan and support you. Mind adding me on Discord? Well, welcome to the stream, Peyton. That's a very odd offer. Add me on Discord so I can become your fan. That's funny. Anyways, so yeah, it's just been a whole thing. I've talked a lot about faith and, what did I just hear? faith and just relying on the Lord, it's definitely been one of those times that I just have to rely on the Lord and just give it to Him. I've talked a lot about that. It's not very easy, though. I mean, of course of course I know that it's all going to be fine in the end. But man, I do stress over it a ton, and I don't want to doubt. I was reading Luke today about how, I forget his name, I think it was Zechariah? Yeah, I think that's right. How the angel Gabriel came up to him and he said, even though your wife cannot have children anymore, she will bear a child, and he will be a son, and you will name him John, right? And all those things. And Zechariah, having a heart posture of doubt, which I was listening to Bryce Crawford, it's very easy just to copy his words. He doubted, and he was like, how? That doesn't make sense, we're old. And so, he was punished. He could not talk all the way up until that child was born. The whole time. So, that's just another thing. But he still did get the gift. He didn't ruin it by doubting. He was just punished in a different way. It just had me thinking, like, man, I do that a lot. I have a big issue with doubt. Not really, of course I know, but then I still worry about it, and that in and of itself is doubt. At the core, basically. That's what I have to worry about. And that's what I've been thinking a good amount about. And then, of course, trials and tribulations and all that good stuff. Because of all this stuff that's really just been happening and going on. Just got me thinking about stuff like that. Which are very good topics to talk about, but man. It says, a verse in the Bible, God gives his strongest or hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. There we go. Don't know what verse that is. I know it's a verse. And of course, like, I don't believe I'm... Oh. Oh yeah, we're back. I have to do something. But yeah, it's a verse. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. It's like, I don't really believe I'm that strong, but I'm given a lot of battles, that's for sure. Especially, oh my goodness. If we're talking whole life, there's a ton. A ton. Absolute megaton. That's just happened, that's gone on, that's struggles. A lot of stuff like that. A lot. Oh yeah. I'm back. Again, I guess. Whatever. It's just a lot. And it's just got me thinking. Of course, I don't believe that strong, but obviously I'm getting a lot of battles, and sometimes it's a refining fire. Sometimes, to mold the iron and what you need it to be, you just have to put it through the fire. And that's just how it goes. It just has me thinking about that, too. And obviously, I have asked for this. I've prayed for patience. Ooh, there's something in here. I'm gonna turn this fan on me. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. It's hot in here. Oh, no. But obviously, I've also been praying to keep it coming. As long as he'll give me stuff, as long as it's for a purpose, I do not mind. Ooh, these guys are gonna beat up my stuff. Where are you at? Which, like, isn't a smart prayer to pray, especially if you want things to stop. Welcome in, Joshua. Hope you're doing well. What do you believe in? What are your beliefs? Obviously, it's not a very good thing if you want things to stop, but obviously I want things to stop, but I want it to be on God's turn. God's will, right? If it'll stop, it'll stop. If that's God's will, if it's going to continue, then that's his will. I want to be made new, I want to be transformed, and I want to do his will. Even if... Why did my screen just shake? Even if it means going through trials, even if it means going through hard times. I mean, no stranger to that. I'm pretty sure all of us at some point have went through something, even if small. Like Quartz said with their algebra test, everyone has something. Even if small, even if others consider it small, it's still something they've went through. I'm not really doing good on algebra, and I got a test next week, and I could, and last time I dropped a little. I'm worried that I could drop even more if I don't lock in good enough. Yeah. School is... I'm not going to say my things on school. Stay in school, but I have my issues, which is why I'm not going to college. And it's also mental health reasons and other... Ooh! Ooh! I'm dead. Okay. And other stuff. I have issues with the education system, and I have issues with other things about it. But stay in school. It's ultimately good for you, but school's not for me. Especially with mental health stuff, that's why I'm not going to college or don't plan on it. I will if I have to, though. But education makes people wiser, understandable, emotion, and learn systems of the world. Okay, this is a debate I kind of don't want to get into, because, I mean, education, good, but I do have my thoughts, I do have my issues. I could go into a lot about that. But yeah, it's just been a lot. And for you, Quartz, just pray about it. I know I've prayed about tests and absolutely demolished tests before just because I prayed about it, because I was not prepared, but then it was just super easy. God has his ways, even if you don't recognize them in the moment. And if it's God's will for you to maybe not pass a test, or for something like that, maybe it's a test, maybe it's a challenge, then pray for it. Pray that God's will be done in all things. Because if that's meant to be, if that's the way your life's supposed to go, I believe if you pray about it, then it's going to go the way that God wants to. Ultimately. That's why I advocate, of course the Bible says, pray ceaselessly, but pray a lot. Pray about anything. Because God is going to ultimately, if you give him permission, move your life in the ways he wants to. He's going to let things happen in the way that he seems fit and he deems correct for your life. Though he's not going to do that without permission, and he's not going to do that if you don't ask him. At least that's my personal belief, right? Though he might still use it for another greater good, even if you don't do it for yourself. If we're going to think of atheism, for example, like atheists not asking God to do stuff, yet he still uses their life for good. We can go into a whole thing about that. Bro, I think you're a genius type of man. What do you mean? Why is that door open? Oh my goodness. Yeah, what do you mean? In what sense? Because I also don't really like the term genius, because, like, everyone's equal before the eyes of God. Everyone's the exact same. Humble yourself before man. Do not make yourself greater than others. I do not believe... Ooh, it's that guy. I don't like that guy. I do not believe I am... Oh... any greater than others. I am the exact same as you. Some qualities I might have better than you. Better is a word, but more so, or better proficiency at, maybe. But then you likely have qualities that are better than mine. In other aspects, I know I have a lot of issues I struggle with. I mean, I just talked about I'm not very good at English or grammar or grammatical skills. I cannot format a sentence, nor do I really care to, which is why I'm getting something to do that for me, because that's just not something I like doing. It's not something... Of course I love writing, but formatting and... I don't even understand commas or stuff like that. That's also because I don't remember much of elementary school, so it's partly because of that, but I don't know. It's just a struggle that I have, at least. God is real and amazing, and he works in many ways. Indeed, man, indeed. Of course, I also want to be authentic in this channel. I don't want to pose myself as some greater person, which I believe to some extent I have been doing, because I haven't been calling out my own faults. I haven't been talking about my own stuff a lot. Just in a lot of ways. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Get away from the stuff. That stuff fell out. That's okay. We're gonna hide you in here. Because I believe that we have, or I have at least, not talking about my stuff have elevated myself, at least in others' eyes. Of course, being a YouTuber, you're going to be elevated by others as well. Obviously, you're going to have that issue. But of course, I want to point out that I'm not perfect, and I'm not just going to... Dang. I'm not just going to say that. I am going to actively at least try to back that up in some ways. I'm not perfect in a lot of ways. I'm not smart in a lot of ways. I do a lot of things good. I do a lot of things bad. I am a sinner needing saved by God, for I am not perfect and only Jesus is. I mean, he says that test was easy even without preparations, but I can't pass it even with preparations. Well, that's just something I've always really had. It's never really been a struggle. It might be pattern recognition. It might be memorization, even though I have terrible memory. So, debatable there. It could be a lot of things. Of course, I've always done well in school, but most of the times I've done best is after I've prayed. That's just the truth. Like, I pretty much passed the exam. Like, it was the closest to perfection you can really get. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I promise. I'm just saying as an example, that was after I prayed. I haven't really done that good on an exam since then, really. Not one of that magnitude, at least. Also, I didn't... Dang, I feel like I'm just boasting. I'm gonna shut up. I don't want to boast. That's not the point here. No one is perfect. We all have flesh. Exactly. And you said the test... Yeah. Yeah, I can't explain it. Could be a lot of different things, really. But that's just one of the spots I'm good in. And, again, there's many I'm not as good in. It's just something to remember. All people are filthy rags and sinners. Exactly. The only person who has never sinned, even with the flesh, is Jesus. Yep. 100%. I gotta sneeze, hold on. Okay, I sneezed. So, it's just something to remember. All are equal. We may have spots that we are better in, spots we are worse in. I know self-control in many ways, a ton of ways really, is a issue that I have. And I'm sure others could have the same issue. Others may struggle with other stuff. Everyone has some struggle. Some struggle somehow, some way. Everyone, being sinners, has something they deal with. Something they struggle with. 100%. That is something I can guarantee. Even if it's something small, like, well, I don't want to call it small. All sin is the same, and it distances you from God. But something like cursing, for example, that is a struggle some people have. And then others have addictions, like drugs. And then others have, again, addictions, like buying shoes. Others have, I know, oh my goodness, so many people, collectibles, for sure. A lot of people like to buy Nikes or Jordans. A lot of people, like, there's a ton of stuff like that. And being a Christian, imagine spending all that money on this when you could be doing things that God told you to do with your money, like charity or other stuff. Do I think the rapture is before or halfway through the tribulation? Okay, good question. I don't know. Plain and simple. I don't know exactly how the rapture is going to look. I don't know how the rapture will be. We can assume Revelation, super symbolic. Bang. Super symbolic book, right? Keep that in mind. We have no clue. We can interpret. We can guess. I mean, the pre-trib rapture was made up in 1800 AD, of course, by somebody. I don't even remember who, but it was made up by some guy that the believers would be raptured before the tribulation. Of course, it is an interpretation. It's not to say that it's wrong because it came after, but it's just something to think about in that regard. Only the Father knows when the rapture comes. Exactly. I forget what verse it is. I can actually pull it up rather quickly here. Let's see. It's a Matthew verse. Only the Father knows the hour. There we go. Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. For of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. That's KJV, but still, same premise, right? Keep that in mind. Yo, what's good? What are we chatting about? A lot. We're going over a lot of topics pretty quickly, but the one we're kind of on right now is rapture, about like tribulation and stuff. I don't know how it'll be. What are your beliefs? Yeah, you've been here before. I remember you. But yeah, it's just a lot of different conversations. Dang, it just makes me realize REPO is a great game to do this in. I have to focus on absolutely nothing I'm doing in this game. I can just run around and hope not to die. But yeah, rapture. I don't know when it'll happen. Only the Father knows, based on that verse I just said. We can go into a lot of other things about it, but we're ultimately just guessing and assuming and interpreting, which we're not going to get anywhere with that. We're also talking about a man, in, I think it was like 100, 200 AD, somewhere around there, who is seeing revelations of the future, of technology, and trying to explain them with terms that he understands, right? So how are we supposed to understand that now? Imagine being a caveman, and you see cars, and planes, and helicopters, and guns. Now, how do you explain that to all the other cave people? That's basically what he had to explain, or try to write about. And a lot of it is symbolic. A lot of it is... Oh, it's crying. A lot of it we're not really going to understand. A lot of it we're going to struggle to understand, and we're just not going to know eventually. Why is this baby crying? I'm going to drop this off in the spot. This is annoying. Where do I drop it off at? I'm lost. I'm Eastern Orthodox, so anything specific, I got you. Okay. Well, what does Eastern Orthodox believe on the rapture? I know Catholics have a certain belief on... Again, I'm just going to keep going back to Catholics. That's my only understanding of Eastern Orthodoxy. Is that it's somewhat similar. Oh my goodness, this thing is so annoying. But... What is that noise? But yeah, what was I talking about? I got lost. Yeah, what is the Eastern Orthodoxy teaching or understanding of that? I gotta go back here. I don't believe the rapture is, you say, when all believers get taken to the heaven. Rapture could mean a lot of things. A lot of different ways. Of course, the media one, popularized by whatever movie, that's when it came into mainstream about all the believers being taken up. So we can talk about that one, but obviously there's a lot of different ways you can take a rapture. There's a lot of ways you can take the second coming, which we assume to believe that that would be a separate thing. Again, we're just talking about interpretation, which is... Ugh. I'm confused on Revelation because it says some of it's already happened. Exactly. Revelation, my brain can't wrap around that stuff. I can try, but I'm not going to get an answer that satisfies nobody. Not even myself, really. Just not a topic I'm going to be able to understand, and I believe God's the only one that's going to be able to understand that. Really. Yep, I'm holding you behind a wall. So, that's just... are you really gonna... We're really doing this. You know what? No, I'm not getting thrown up. Stay away from me. So yeah, if we're gonna go over all that. The rapture could happen anytime on your birthday or 100 years from now or more. Exactly. People have been saying, oh, the rapture's coming for 2,000 years. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That's a point that a lot of people make. Of course, we're getting closer to Jesus' second coming. Not second coming, but 2,000 years since he died, rather, is what I mean. So obviously there's going to be more rapture stuff coming out. A lot of more prophecies, a lot more... Ooh, boy. A lot more stuff similar to that. Calculator on the next video. What do you mean? Confused. I just want to see Satan get yeeted into the pit. Is that horror? Yeah, it's a horror-ish game, but it's not very scary. To some people it is, though. What do you mean, calculator on the next video? I'm confused. I'm lost. Yeah, rapture is a whole conversation. I don't know. Do not know. What other conversation top? We've talked about a lot. Alright, I was talking about just rely on God. Pray about things that you worry about. Pray about things that you think are important, like national issues. And pray... Again, Bryce Crawford talked about... I just like stealing from people, apparently. Oh my goodness. Bryce Crawford talked about how when Abraham Lincoln was going to war, someone said, hope that God is on our side. And he told them, no, we should pray that we're on God's side, which is very interesting. Pray that all the issues in the world that we have, all of them, that we are on God's side for, rather than the worldly ones, rather than the wrong side. Which, of course, if you're not on God's side, you're against God, which is a whole thing to think about. And if you're going to be good at something or win something, you have to be on God's side. You have to be for the Lord. Okay, I think we're going to drop you off here, buddy. You broke. I set you down gently. Why? Okay, how much are you worth? 3,000, I can just take you back. So yeah. Pray that you are on God's side in all things. Pray that you are in God... I accidentally moved my mouse. Okay. Pray that we are on God's side in all things. Pray that we do God's will in all things. Just all those things. And of course, repent. Believe the good news, the gospel. There's a lot we can talk about in that regard. So, that's ultimately what I believe. I'm going to try and not break this one. I'm going to focus just a little bit on getting this one back in one piece. Hopefully, at least. But yeah, any other topics? Any other questions? Of course, slave of Adonai, Elijah, I would like to understand more so what Orthodoxy believes, really. And that's what I want to get a bit more understanding on, because I don't know if we talked too much about it last time. I think I'm going the wrong way. Ooh, money, money, money. Oh, that was close. Hard question. Meet Holy Mary or David? I think Mary, because Mary could tell us about Jesus. I think that's a fair one. You said Adonai, yes. What is your username now? No. Can ask questions just about watching. What do you mean, can ask questions just about watching? I am a bit confused. Can I set you down gently without breaking you? Please. That was a... You didn't last time. Yeah, I think I struggled to actually read it the first few times. I was very confused. But I got there. It's okay. I guess one difference is that people make weird faces when we say we pray the saints. Well, yeah, but I feel like that's the same as Catholics. Because Catholics pray the saints. Unless that's different, as in... It's not veneration, but something else. Which then again, that would also be kind of odd, I guess. Do you watch movies and anime? I do. I do. How do I get to this guy? Yeah, I just finished... well, I talked about that last time. I'm not going to bring that one up. I'm about to finish Reincarnated as a Slime. Of course, it has a new season, though, so that's going to be... I'm going to have to wait for that. Can I make this jump? I don't think I can. We're similar in a good amount of things. We venerate them. Yeah, I want to kind of understand, like, the difference. But yeah, and then I'm starting to watch ReZero again, because new season's coming out. I didn't know they were going with English dub the same time they were ooh, I can actually make that. Releasing the just normal anime, which is something I didn't see before, which is very nice. So I can watch it the day it comes out and not have to worry. Oh my goodness. It's an anime, but I haven't watched it. I love ReZero. ReZero's dark, though. Very dark, but in a good... You really want to fight me really bad. You go over there. How did you bite me through the wall? What? That's like me saying I watched Turning into a Rock. Interesting name. Not that... Yeah, a good amount of animes are like that, to be honest. There's one called Reincarnated as a Vending Machine. I haven't watched it, but that's one. I think there's one about a cell phone, too. So you're not terribly off. There's probably one about turning into a rock. That time I got Reincarnated as a Slime is a long name. Yeah, it is. It's more about political and, like, kingdom building. If you're wanting, like, a fight anime, if you're wanting, like, something around that nature, nobody dies. No one. Well, of course I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you're looking for, like, something with stakes or anything around that area, you're not going to get it from that show. Like, they try not to even kill off background characters type of thing. So, if you're looking for something like that, not the show. not the show. Dang it. Okay. Why would you want to be a vending machine? You just gotta watch it to find out. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Well, I did watch Dragon Ball Z before. I haven't watched it, actually. Someone's been trying to tell me to watch it, and I have been considering it. I don't know where I'm going. I'm lost. I don't know. It has, like, gods and witches and stuff. Yeah, I mean, most shows have that, though. That's not really something that should turn you off. Unless you believe it's blasphemous and you have personal conviction, and that point, that's you. Just don't condemn others for that, is what I would say. This one's deaf. They can't hear me, so I'm fine. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff like that. But I do like watching anime. It's one of my main things I watch now, because I've been through all, like, the TV shows I like, and, like, cartoons, and, like, I love Steven Universe, but I went through that. Adventure Time, I went through that. I don't really have any more shows to watch. Regular Show 2. I've just been through a lot of different shows. I just don't have anything else to watch that I'd enjoy. I could watch Owl House, but I feel like that's not a show for me. But we'd see. Just trying to find stuff to watch. Oh, that's loud. Good luck. Lucky that thing is deaf. That took me a few tries. So I just have to find where I was. So yeah, Steven Universe was my childhood. Steven Universe was so good. So good. Of course, I watched it after, like, not even a few years ago. You really want to try and kill me for some reason. Leave me alone! Why are you chasing me down? Ow. Yeah. And Adventure Time and Regular Show. All those Cartoon Network ones. Definitely some of my favorites. I cannot even see what's going on. This thing is huge. Bro backhanded that thing. Bro backhanded that thing. Oh, that's what you said. I tried. He beat me up first. I just gotta wait. But yeah. There's just no shows like that anymore. Not really, at least. So, anime is like the closest thing in that regard. Some of the best media, in my opinion. I mean, most TV shows are also blasphemous in, like, witchcraft and other stuff, too, though, now, if we're getting into that. There's just a lot of terrible stuff, and then we're talking about Hollywood and their practices, and... oh, boy, whole conversation right there. Just don't really support main type of medias. Like, if I could only watch anime, I feel like I'd be fine. Like, unironically. Because right now, I'm not really watching anything else. ReZero's great on the psychological horror and just gore as well, if we're talking about that, but it's not terrible on that front. There are some situations and scenes, though. Adventure Time cartoon is my favorite, too. Yeah, I love it. Getting bullied by a blob. I think we need a stick or something. Yeah. Yeah, this game is great. I think I'm going to make a thumbnail. I think I'm going to play this next time if server's not up. This game is great for conversations. When are you going to get off of my face? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just on my face the whole time. Nothing I can even do about it. Yeah, Adventure Time's a really good show. Watching it back, though, is torture. It has so much filler. So much filler. Absolute torture, but I love the show. Absolutely love it. It's just, man, why? But amazing story. I haven't watched the second season of Fiona and Cake. I watched the first one. Really liked it. I just haven't watched the second because I don't have the subscription service for that. Subscription services are also a whole other topic too. It's just like, wow. Is something in here? I just heard something. No, it's just me walking around. I have a question on how to help someone become a Christian when they don't want religion because it's morally easier. Sounds like a hard heart. Pray about it. That's the advice I'm going to give to anybody if they come into questions with or issues like this. Pray about it. Ask God. Ultimately, you will find a solution through that, I would say. Unless it's not meant to be, God's will be done. We know how that is. So that's a whole thing. But if we're talking about practical stuff, which is obviously what you're asking, I don't know. I feel like if someone's heart is hard that much and they don't want a moral compass to live by, then they're not going to follow it. That's my personal belief. They're not going to. Because why would they? They're giving up their lovely life for all these terrible things, and you can't really convince them of sin if they're fine with sin. Many people are dead in sin. Many people love their sin. I have been one of those people. But many people like wrong things. Many people don't want to give those up, and it's very hard to convince them to. Very hard. Very hard. And it also depends on... I'd ask them why. First of all, obviously, why do they not want a moral compass? Why do they not want to give up these things? What objections? I'd start from there and just ultimately understand their reasonings and talk to them about it. I feel like that's the best way to handle that. So, that's the whole thing. An anime I'd really want to see is The Unexpected Family. Mom, Mary, Dad, Job, son, Peter, other son, John, daughter, Eve. I'm confused on how that would work. But there are Bible animes. Or at least I know there are some from smaller studios in the works. Or other stuff like that. So that's... I know that exists. I'm a bit confused by that, though. How do you have morals without a moral lawgiver? A perfect one at that. Well, you can go into that conversation with them. I don't believe they're gonna particularly listen to that, though. That's just how I think about it. Peter and John would be so competitive. Have them in the Gospels. Written by John, by the way. Oh yeah, John was the fastest. He made there first. Then you, of course, have the book by Moses. Of course, Moses was the most humble person there. Like... Always fun to see stuff like that in the Bible, though. It's really funny. Really funny. But yeah, you can go into that, like, philosophical argument about moral lawgivers and stuff like that, but if you're wanting to reach them, that's just... I don't think it's gonna work. Debates are good, but they likely don't lead into an outcome that is favorable for either side most times. Get away from me! No, you bit me. Wait. Wait, throw up, throw up, throw up, throw up, throw up, throw up! I'm gonna die. How do you miss? No! I'm gonna die! I'm cooked. I'm dead. So humble, let's not talking about him breaking the commandments. Yeah. Yeah, whole thing. Whole thing. I got out the thing, so I was like, oh, he's gonna throw up and kill him. And then... Do I go to a Christian school? No, I do not. I'm actually homeschooled. Used to go to a public one, but it wasn't for me. So... now I do this. I can't believe I died. I was on my way out. Can't even make it past the second level. I can pick this up, right? Yeah. I forgot what I was talking about, really. That actually, like, made me freak out. I yelled a little bit. Sorry for your ears, guys, if you have headphones. But I was like, no, I'm dying. Very unfortunate. Bro, I don't want to taste that manna, those Israelites. Oh, I wanna. Okay. Already? 6-7. Dang it. I thought I could dodge that. Well. That was... wow, he died in the first 5 seconds. Wanna taste that man. I wonder what it was like. 6-7. Boom. I was like, oh, I can dodge this. I'm gonna bait him. No. 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 I literally dodged down for... he's blind. How did... like, I was standing up. And he's blind. And then I dodged down. And then I get shot. Like, what? How'd you know? That's the whole thing. I keep saying that's the whole thing, but... that was a whole situation. If you have a phone, call 911, get out of there. Exactly. There's a blind man with a gun and he's shooting at me. What will I ever do? But yeah, I do not go to a Christian school. I am home... be so for real. You know what? We're going up the steps. We're going up the steps. This game called REPO? Yes. It is. Why do I just keep running right in? My money! Right into him. You're losing to a blind man? Who is this daredevil? Exactly. That's the guy who shot me. Said 6'7" and just got obliterated. I forgot what I was talking about. From the previous thing, and then I get shot. Like, wow. So, you know what? We're going in this room and we're hiding. No 6'7"? What do you mean? But yeah, this game is called REPO. Oh wait, you said no to them asking if it was REPO. If you could have a Bible relic, what would it be? Wow, there's a lot of options here, really. Of course, you could say the 10 Commandments, but then you die because you touch him. Boom! And now you're dead. You could say... Oh, it's one of these guys. You could say the wine cup that Jesus drank from. That's an option. Please don't kill me. And then you could also say the cross, but that'd be kind of hard to put anywhere. There's options for that one. Hey! That's messed up. So, what's your personal answer for that one? You might have one that I'm not thinking of. Are you deaf too? Well, you're putting up balloons, and if I pop them, you're gonna kill me. How are you deaf? Everybody here's deaf. No reason to. Or can they just not hear me talk? Right. Oh, wait. Guys, we might have found the issue. No, it's... Okay. I guess I just can't talk in single player. You'll float too. I don't want to float. I'm okay with not floating, actually. I won't want Solomon's crown, I'd be rich. Well, that's an option. Riches over Jesus. What a greedy man. Nah, I'm just kidding. But still, interesting choice. I don't want to float due to gravity. I don't know, go into space. Might see God. I saw this video talking about how so many astronauts, when they go to space, like... Wait, I'd have Jesus himself. He is my relic. Well, is Jesus a relic, though? I feel like Jesus is a person. Dang it. I lagged. There's a lot of options for that, definitely. I'd probably want something like the cross, or like the wine cup he drank from, or something like that. Or you could even say, it's not really a relic, but like... maybe not. Maybe not. He's the word, so he's mine. Ooh. Pop quiz. Unforgivable sin. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. That's easy. That's easy. Man, I just keep forgetting my topics. I'm not staying on pace. Good job. Yippee! I did it. Words I want to hear from God, for real. Those exact ones. Oh, I'm cooked. Where you at? You wanna fight? You wanna fight? You come in here to fight me? You should have done that. 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 It didn't even kill him. Well, that was a waste of my... Oh! I take it back. He's dead. Yay! Gave him the death penalty. Can we talk about how all of us will get married to Jesus? Who will have trillions or billions of wives. To be fair, we all are called brides. Interesting. Is that really how it's gonna... Is that really how it's gonna work? Like, truly? I mean... Now you got me thinking. Dang. But I got no thoughts. How's that supposed to work? I don't got a brain either. I'm just kidding. But, if I could ask God anything, what would it be? Well, I can ask God anything, though. Yeah, it'd be a lot. I literally just today asked so much. So much. And now I'm streaming, because I felt like I should. Jesus, lead the way. Felt led to stream, so that's why we're here. I wasn't even planning on streaming today, because got stuff. Didn't stream Thursday, because of stress, really. Couldn't stream tomorrow, because I'm going to a courthouse. So, ultimately, all that. Aren't we brothers and sisters in Christ in heaven? Yes, we are. Is mother for females, brothers, wives, sisters, but yeah, we're all siblings. Yeah, I don't know how that would work. What do you mean, why? Like, what I talk about? Because I talked about pretty much everything I've talked about in the stream. We're all adopted? Wow! Whoa! Yeah, we are all adopted. By Christ Jesus. Did it just jump? No, it didn't. What a great game, guys. No comment. They've definitely played that. Trust. Nah. That's funny. Welcome in, TXX, by the way. I played the 5th and the 6th. Oh, okay. Okay. I see you. Maybe the 10th, too. That's funny. I got a bat. I'm gonna swing it at people. You know what? I'm gonna hit something. Well, I hit 3 things, actually. I plead the 10 Commandments. I have a feeling you broke those eventually. At some point, you can't plead those. That's a law, you legalist. Do a full walkthrough of that game tonight. I'll think about it. Finally have a bat to defend. I'd have to buy that, though. I'm poor. I don't got money like that. Not right now, at least. Yeah, I'll think about doing the full walkthrough of that game. Wow. What a Christian stream. Definitely what Jesus would be talking about right now. You literally have 15k, give me 2 or something. Nah, man, I gotta buy robot upgrades. What you mean, see? I don't got no money now. But yeah, welcome in, TXX. What do you believe in? What are your beliefs? Great way to enter the stream, by the way. That's... What a way for someone to enter. What a way. After that whole conversation, too. We were talking about wives and all that stuff. But yeah, I was just talking about anxieties, really. Worries, overthinking. I do that a lot. Overthink a lot. But that's just an issue of mine. Ultimately, it's a faith issue, because God will, through everything, make everything right and straight. So I don't really have to worry about anything. It's just... I do still worry. And again, I was talking about earlier how... I already forgot his name. How he doubted that he would have a child, which eventually became John the Baptist. And he was like, oh. And he doubted the angel Gabriel, and then he got punished. Of course, he didn't lose the promise that God gave him for a child, but he was punished until that promise came true. It's like, man, I've done that. I've doubted. It's like, wow. Number one, what grace for nothing happening. Or maybe stuff has happened, I just don't know. But number two, just the faith issue, right? Of course, I don't doubt a ton. Of course, I do know that God's going to make it right. But I do worry. I do overthink. And that thinking in and of itself is doubting, right? That worrying. Zechariah got silenced. There you go. I said it earlier, but I forgot the name. There you go. You got it. Let's think about it. Did Jesus sweat holy water? I mean, it has to be holy, though, because Jesus is holy, so... What's one of the hardest things I've went through? Rather not comment on that right now. I'll talk about it at a later date. Mainly my testimony video, if I can ever get videos going. Talked about that whole thing. So I'm not really going to comment right now. Maybe later. Two things? Maybe three? There might be a third. Yeah, just a lot of stuff going on. But if I could talk to Jesus and God right now, thered be a lot I'd talk about. I already talked about it today. Oh, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. There's a lot I've already talked about today, because it's just... I mean, heck, there's been stuff months, years, whole life, really. Been a lot. So much stuff that I could really go into. But, as I said, I've already talked about enough today to, like, the last... I mean, it's been a few months that stuff's been going on, so that's the amount of stuff I talked about, really. That I've already talked about. Because if you could talk to God and ask him one thing, but everyone can do that. Let's say you could make a biblical family. Can't choose Jesus, that's cheating. Who's in it? Then I choose God. Boom. Nah. Still Jesus, though. Jesus is God. Let's see. A biblical family? What do you mean a biblical family? Oh. Okay. So you mean, like, who would be... Bro chooses to cheat. Exactly. I don't know. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think I have an answer for this. Of course, like Mary, but other than that... Guys, I choose Jesus' family. Boom. Too easy. It's just that simple. Boom. Yep. That's that. I got the answer. All these questions are ultimately going to boil down to that for me, though. Because I've been asked a few of these questions before, legitimately. And it's just like, Jesus. Like, one I was asked before is, if you could meet anyone from the Bible, who would it be? And I had to think on it for a second. I was like, I don't really know. And I was like, oh, wait, Jesus. Duh. Imagine seeing Michael backhand Satan from heaven. You lost everything because of your brother. David's faith is strong because that's why he defeated Goliath. I was talking to someone, and they said that David actually didn't defeat the Goliath, and that something was wrong with that, or something. I don't know how true it is. Also, that'd get into the point where we're saying, oh, the Bible was wrong at some point, and then imagine all the atheists after that being like, oh, the Bible was wrong, you guys suck. It'd just be a whole thing. Even if it's wrong, would it be worth amending? I don't even know. And if it was wrong, then that brings into a lot of faith stuff, too, and I believe a lot of people would also fall away if that was true, and I believe it would also already be a thing if that was true. Like, we'd already know. It wouldn't be in the Bible if it was false, but... I don't know. Yep, Lucifer, did you tell Eve to eat the apple? No, I was here the entire time. Oh. Oh, okay, I see. It was based on Quartz's message. Okay, yeah, I get it now, Do we know it was Satan? Like, obviously everyone always says it's Satan, but do we know that? Like, how do we know that? Of course, the snake was conniving and deceiving. Likely on purpose. But how do we know it was Satan? I haven't looked into that before. How do we know Satan was the snake? Yeah, he's called the serpent in Revelation. Well, yes, he is called, like, serpent and snake and other stuff. And of course the serpent was... But also, couldn't they be separate people? And, like, Satan was turned into a snake because the snake was cursed above all the rest? No? I can get you the verse. Okay. I mean, it is assumable, but it's not. I don't believe that would be definitive. Like, not to say it isn't. I'm not trying to, like, knock anything or whatever. I'm just trying to, like, look at things objectively. Because I've never really seen, like, a point made for that, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Not saying anything bad or blasphemous or heretical or anything like that. At least not on purpose. He deceives the entire world. Well, then, well, yeah, obviously then it would have to be Satan's doing in some way or form, even if he's not the snake, because if it's deceit, then it is of Satan. If it is evil, then it is of Satan, because it's automatically not of God. Because if it wasn't of Satan, then it can't be of anything. There we go. Yep. Didn't you play Minecraft like a week ago? I didn't have an option. Minecraft server's down. I tried to play Minecraft today. It was going to be a Minecraft stream. It just didn't even let me create a world. It's broke. Broke. So I'm gonna have to try and fix that. Ultimately. Get the server up, which I've been trying for 2 weeks by now. I'm trying to get the server up. And we'll be back to Minecraft then. But I also realized, now, REPO's a great game. Absolutely amazing game for just me not focusing and being able to talk about stuff. And just chill out, really. Imagine him appearing like an ant or a rabbit. It's broke like me. Same. I'm broke. I don't got no money. Of course I got money, but I don't got money. You know. What edition? Java. Imagine he was an ant. Imagine a little ant walking up to you and being like, hey, what if you eat that apple? Me and my brothers, all of our colony, we kind of like went up there, took a little sip. We're very smart now. That's why we can talk. You should go eat it. We're not dead. You should go eat that apple. Why am I grabbing these? I can't even sell these. Run the egg over. Boom. Me and my brothers. Yep. The whole colony. Nah, I feel like... Nah, Satan would be like the queen of that colony. And then it would be like, me and my children. The children brought me back something to eat, and then they ate all of it, so... We took a sip. You don't see me, right? Oh, you do see me. Okay. Run away. Stay away from me. Ooh! The male is the queen? I thought the queen was female. What? What are we talking about? They see me. You know, I'm not singing that, but I am still gonna run. Yeah. Yeah, we have a Minecraft server. It's just broke. Broke. Hopefully I'll get it up soon. Hopefully I'll get it up when I get my new computer, because computer broke. But it might be some time. I know I should be getting the new computer pretty soon. It shouldn't be terribly long. It might be within like the next week or so, but I do know that the server might take a little bit longer to get up than that. Is he here? No, we're safe. Man, that was a close call. We made it past level 2! Yeah, I'm probably not going to continue to stream for terribly long. I am going to continue it for some time, though. Might be soon I end, might be later. Normally when I say that, it's really soon, but... We'll see. Okay, new question. Eat manna or Jesus' wine? They said Jesus' wine was, like, perfect and really good. Like, amazing. But the manna, I feel like, would also be really good and amazing. I mean, both are from God. I would cheat and say both, but I'm not gonna cheat this time. I gotta think about this, though. Isn't manna like bread and honey or something? We don't know. I don't think it's ever really decided. Also, Goober, if you're still here, what do you believe in? What are your beliefs? I don't think we're ever told what manna is, to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Basically some flaky sweet bread. Or sweet flaky bread. Really? Oh. Well, that's a little bit more disappointing than I thought it would be. Of course, like, no, but yeah, but no. Because God, but you get what I'm saying. You get it. Where are we told what it is? Because I swear it was only speculated on what it is. Oh, this is different. Okay. I've never seen one made like this before. Man, talking about food got me hungry. Mm-mm-mm. Hmm. Yeah, what else? These are also some really just good questions to pass some time. We got... How many people debate you from other religions? If we're gonna count atheism, all, pretty much. If we're gonna just say other religions as generally just other religions as a default term for, like, not including, like, atheism or agnosticism or stuff like that, a good amount. We do have a fair amount, I would say. I mean, of course, it's not really other questions. Not other Christians really debating much. Because, I mean, you can debate on smaller things, but it's not mainly going to be Christians debating. Unless you bring up a Christian topic, when of course you're going to get those. But mainly it's others. I have had talks with other Christians and talked about certain topics. But, just stuff like that. Why is there no loot here, man? When the Israelites were in the desert, they got free from the Egyptians enslaving them. Exodus chapter 16, verse 31. The people of Israel called the bread manna. It was white like coriander seed and tasted like wafers made with honey. Ooh, that sounds good, though. Ooh. Honestly, I don't really drink wine, or... I'm not big on stuff like that, so I'd probably take the bread, because that sounds good. Sounds very nice. You gotta go. Hope you have a great day, Blake Richard. God bless you and your family, and I hope you stay in good health. See ya. Where are you coming from? Oh, I just got some loot. You stay away. You stay away. You stay away. Have a good one. Yep. Man, why is there, like, nothing to pick up here? This is level 3. I gotta get through 2 of these, and I have nothing to loot. Stupid gnomes. Thought they could get me. I'll show them. Wonder if there's a big bad here to fight. Hopefully it's one that's easy to get past, because I do not feel like dealing with a ton of stuff to fight. Wait, if we have mansions in heaven, will we need beds? Most likely not. I would assume you wouldn't need to eat, sleep, or drink in heaven. Obviously, oh boy. I feel like you could have the option to, and you could, but we might have beds, we might not need them. What would dreams be like, and how long would we sleep? Oh, dang, if we do sleep, and it's, like, not needed, how long do we sleep? I guess it would be as long as you want? As long as you need? Honestly, if I'm in heaven, though, I don't think I'm sleeping. Because I'm not going to be tired. I'm not going to want to break. And I might want to break. But if I want to break, I can just chill out. I can, like, go to, not a beach, because there's not an ocean from what I remember. I believe there might be water, but when we're talking about that, we're likely... Well, it's been 2,000 years since you took your nap. Well, eternity. How long is eternity? Technically, 1 second in eternity is still eternity. So, you sleep, and you sleep for eternity, and then you wake up. But yeah, from what I remember, we won't have, like, beaches and stuff, but we'd be able to chill out somewhere. Somehow. Well, light is in heaven, so I don't think we would have beds in the first place. What is that thing? Walk over here right now. Light will never turn off. I'm sure God could turn off the light. What are you? Oh, he grabbed me. Let me get lucky. Yes! I got lucky. You gonna give me money or something? Okay, I guess not. So it's just a gamble if he grabs you. I'm gonna arm wrestle Samson immediately. That's an option. It's raining. He can't turn himself off. Well, if we're gonna say God is light. But at the same time, he limited himself to be in the form of Jesus. I feel like he could. Omnipotence. How far do we really want to take that one word? Jane Austen, what's up? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. What do you believe in? What are your beliefs? We're just having some, I guess, random banter at the moment. Not very... they're conversations, I guess. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. It's a bit of a slower stream today, as the last ones really have been, since we're not really playing Minecraft, but... You know what? We're going the other way. I'm not dealing with this guy. I'm pretty good. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm doing pretty well. Pretty blessed. Woke up today. Having a pretty nice day overall, I would say. But yeah, what do you believe in? What are your beliefs? You think Michael would allow me to use him to fly around? I believe... Well, okay, this is something I talked about last time. We, as Christians, are going to have the power of God, as we do here now, but more so since we're going to be in heaven. So we likely will be able to do the exact same things the angel can. As we are going... The angels use the power of God to do things. We will also have the power of God, so I believe... No matter what, we're going to have pretty much superpowers, or be able to do stuff. Or at least I hope. Because, like, imagine being able to teleport, to fly. Like, imagine living in the sky. Like, we have mansions, like, vertically instead of, like, around. It'd be very cool. I've been watching your stream and really like your vibe. I'm a designer who creates custom stream visuals. Like, I've got a few ideas that would fit your style well. Well, thank you for the offer. I don't really need a lot of those things right now, nor do I really have the money to pay for it, neither. But, a really good offer. If so, I'm probably just going to end up making my own if I really do need them. Even if they're going to look a little bit worse. That's just more cost effective for me, while also being a viable option without being too terribly bad, I would say. I mean, it's what I've been doing the whole time. What is this thing? It's what I've been doing, at least for the time being. I made the image for the... What are we doing? Image for the server. Oh, they both fell. So I'm not really in need of such things, but... Really nice offer. Thank you. I have a lot of people come in here and say that. I guess a lot of people are... Do you think we'll have time to ask you these questions? I mean, omnipresence, so I believe he's going to be everywhere, all at once. He's going to be in your mansion. He's going to be in my mansion. Of course, we might say that God the Father or God the Son might not be everywhere. But of course, we're going to be in his presence all the time. We're going to be in heaven. Heaven is God. Heaven is his presence. So, think about that. Remember that. Even if not physically, even if not bodily. I don't know how it's going to work, really. I just believe that's how it will be. Well, I do not have enough money. I already went up here. What am I doing? I guess I'm just going to dump this stuff and keep looking. But yeah, I believe on entering heaven, we will have a lot of time to talk to Jesus. Like on death, really. Unless we're going to say that death is resting and we do not know we're going to be asleep, which then it'll be whenever we wake up. And what if the rapture, right, we're going to tie this back a little bit. What if the rapture is that all the believers waking up? Oh, I get my own personal Jesus? Maybe. I cannot say for certain. But hopefully. It'd be really nice to have God and Jesus all the time. Jesus is one, but everywhere. it's a bit hard to, of course, we're going to be, again, interpreting and hoping most of the times, so, don't know. But we can assume, we can guess, we can interpret. But what likely will be true and what is true are probably not the same things, if we're being honest. Agreed, Quartz? Yes. Though Jesus is not everywhere right now, because God is not evil. God is not an evil. We have to remember that too. So God has some way to choose where his presence is. We're also going to have hell, right? The absence of God's presence. So God is not going to be everywhere all the time there. So he has to have some way of choosing, some way of knowing. Because if he's all powerful, he has to be able to control himself. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. No. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah. I want to bring lasagna with me. There probably will be food, as I talked about earlier. We likely will have foods and such. I mean, if all things good are going to be there, we could probably assume if food is good, food's going to be there. I mean, God made manna. He made food. So, please, 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 please. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my goodness. Isn't God everywhere you go? God is omnipresent, but he's not present in evil. Stop. We also know through God's nature that he is not evil. It says cannot, but I would argue a different thing than that, but that's a whole other topic that I've wondered about. And if it's can't, then why is it not can't? But you could also say, well, he could, but then because he's eternal, he chooses not to, and therefore he can't, because it's just his nature, how he is. How can you see me? No! I'm gonna get unlucky here. I'm cooked. Ow! So that's another topic to get into. Leave me alone, man. Just go away. Just go away. So yeah. There's a lot of stuff we can say. A lot of that's speculative, of course, because we're talking about what God is, what God sees, how heaven will be. All very speculative. We do have ways we can base it off of biblically, but I believe we're not going to know. Ultimately. Yep, roll up the steps. Now we go down the steps. Yeah, okay. Psalm chapter 139, verse 8. Wow. If I ascend up to heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. What does that mean? Does it mean he's in hell? Like his presence is there? Wait, what does that verse mean? I'm confused. Oh, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. No, no. It means his presence is everywhere, literally. Okay, well that's just gonna kind of annihilate the... What is it? What is the word? The annihilationist theory, where God is not in hell, therefore you just cease to exist when you go to hell, because God's presence is not there, and God's presence is life. It is creation. So there goes that theory. Feel bad for Jonah. I don't really feel bad for Jonah. He kind of did that to himself. Just a little bit. I also would not like to be Jonah, though. I hope to agree the first time instead of getting absolutely fished. I do not want to be fished. The fish treatment does not sound like a fun treatment. He did pray and God let the fish spit him out. Yeah, God used it for his glory. And then it was an analogy for Jesus' 3-day death and resurrection. So, all for the glory. Then Jonah got angry at God again. Yeah. I mean, can't really get angry at him, though. You kind of did that to yourself. But Whatever. Really good conversations, even if there's only like 2 of us in chat. If only I had a repo set up, or Minecraft set up, the second I started to stream. Guess I'll just have to remember that for next time. We do have some lurkers in here. I see you guys. Don't think I don't know you're here. I mean, hey, if you send me to be eaten by a sea creature and spare those people, I'd be mad too. I mean, he didn't want them to be spared. At all. He wanted them to die. That's why he didn't go. I forget for what reason. Gail, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I knew somebody was here. Hey. Hey is for horses. They deserve judgment. Are you the one that deems who should be judged and who should not? I'd be careful with that one. I'd be careful with that one. Are you the ultimate judge? God got onto Jonah about that one. Are you the one who decides who goes and who doesn't? I love what you're doing here. Great. Glad to hear it. You stay away. Also, welcome in Action Movie Edits. Hope you're doing well. Glad the streams are being sent out to some people. God's will's going out. You stay away. I don't like you guys. Not too well. You're not doing too well? What happened, man? I feel like God has 2 sides, merciful and just. I appeal to the just side of the coin. Yes, he's just, therefore you cannot make judgments on whether they should have been judged or not. God repented. He allowed them, not God repented. Whoa, what a sentence. God allowed them to repent. He gave them a chance. And we have multiple verses saying that God will allow anybody to not be destroyed if they repent. You are not the one to say that they should have been judged if God himself said to Jonah, by the way, that that's not up to him to decide. And that he's putting his own judgment above God's, which is also, wow. Just be careful with that one. Well, Nineveh is wicked, and God said that in 40 days it would be destroyed. And God forgave them. Exactly. God allowed forgiveness. The same way we are called to forgive others. It's a heart posture thing. Heart posture, right? We should be able to forgive others even if they have done wrong. Even if they've done wrong to us, even if they've done wrong to God, as long as they are wanting to be forgiven, wanting to repent, wanting to believe the gospel and change, right? Because it's another heart thing. If you're not willing to accept their repentance, then you're likely not willing to forgive others for the exact same issues or similar things. So just be careful. Just be careful. If he accepted Saul, then yes. He accepted him even though he murdered Christians. I'm jumping. Get away from me. Those are gnomes. So, forgiveness is in God's nature, so is grace, so is mercy. That's why we have Jesus. No, stay away from me! No, I hit the bed frame! Get off of me. No, I'm cooked. Ow. I'm gonna get beat. I can't even get up. I can't even get up. Ah! I'm yelling. Ah! You stay away. Oh, I'm alive at 1 health. Ah. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I didn't see. That was chaotic. Well, I'm sick, and my brother said he didn't want to learn about God or the Jews. That sucks, man. Just keep praying about it. One day you'll get through. I can't wait to see Judas on Judgment Day. On 3, everyone. 1, 2. How do you see me? Stay away from me. No. Oh, how did I do that? Oh, okay. Why would you do that? How am I alive? God is the only one who judges. Yes. I'm freaking out. This is crazy. They just keep coming. Yep, God is the only one who judges. I'm sorry for yelling. My goodness. This is actually terrible. How am I alive? By the grace of God, I live. I can't even speak. So I shall inherit eternal life. I shall never die through God's graces. I mean, we'll judge too. I'll be harsh on the angel I judge. What do you mean? We're called not to judge. We are told we should not judge unless it is to judge righteously. He hates Jews and says he will never. Yeah, but we're not Jewish. We're Christian. Michael yeet them into the pit. Yeah, but that's also just not for us to judge, right? I'm gonna drink some tea. Of course, it is different when you're righteously judging, of course. But I forgot my point. Whatever. We will judge angels at the end of time. Verse, please? No. No. Spider Geek, you are in the walls. Oh no. Lived at 1 health. I'll take it. Yeah, God's gonna be the one to judge, not us. Especially when we're going in, like, judgment. That's God and God alone. I don't believe we are going to be judging the angels. We can, but we also have to remember the same... Okay. The same way we judge others is the same way God will judge us. That is a verse in Matthew. Remember that. If you judge someone harshly, and you have a beam in your own eye while they only have sawdust, you will be judged in the same manner that you judged them. And you have a beam, and they have sawdust. Boom. We are never called to say you will go to hell or you will not be forgiven. Well... Counterpoint. The apostles. Jesus said, dust your feet off every time you leave a house that just doesn't recognize you, doesn't... whatever, right? Just rejects you. Dust your feet off and go to the next one. He also says to the apostles that whatever you loose on heaven will be loosed, and whatever you bind on heaven will be bind. So they had the authority to say you are forgiven, and you are not. Of course, that's not for us to say, obviously. I'm just making a point that, well, sometimes, of course, Eastern Orthodoxy and Catholicism will say that's only for apostolic succession, and therefore, a layperson, either way, cannot say it at all. I don't know. I don't know where to stand on that issue. So, I'm just gonna leave it there. People can make their own interpretations and decide how they will. Pray that it's God's side. The one truth. Forget the first part, I copied the Psalms first. All good. Hey, you want to know what I've been working on? Sure. Tell me. I'm down to listen. This has been a great stream. I like this stream. It's been a fun one. Though I might not stream for too much longer, but a later one's pretty nice. Just reminds me that I can stream whenever, really. True verse. Do you not know that we will judge the angels? How much more the things of this life? I'm reading the full context of that, because that sounds... not odd, or ominous, but I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. 1 Corinthians, we're looking at 6:3. We're just going to open up 6. Do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if the world is to be judged by you, are you incompetent to try trivial cases? Do you not know that we are to judge the angels? To say nothing of ordinary matters. Okay, what is this talking about? When any of you has a grievance against another, do you dare to take it to the court of unrighteous, instead of taking it before the saints? Do you not know that the saints will... Okay, do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if the world is to be judged by you, are you incompetent to try trivial cases? So it's saying that we are unrighteous to judge, especially each other, because we are, again, unrighteous. At least that's what it seems to me. Do you not know that we are to judge the angels? To say nothing of ordinary matters. Why does my thing say something different than yours? How much more the things of this life? To say nothing of ordinary matters. Our verses are different. You made your own song. That's really cool. I was thinking of making one, but I like songs. I might not be the best at making them, though. I don't think. But yeah, yours says how much more the things of this life. Mine says to say nothing of ordinary matters. I don't even know what that verse means. I don't even know what that verse means either. I said it too far away. I chose the NIV for a paraphrase. It sounds like it's saying we are not to judge the angels. Or we are to judge the angels, to say nothing of ordinary matters. For, like, the angels aren't righteous? Well, I don't think the angels are called to judge. I don't really know. I have KJV. I'm playing Repo right now. Yeah, in fact, to have lawsuits at all with another is already defeat for you. Why not rather be wronged? Why not rather be defrauded? But you yourselves wrong and defraud, and brothers and sisters at that. Ooh. So why would you want to be defrauded or wronged? But you are doing that, and yet you're doing that to others too. Ooh. Man, Corinthians has some issues. But I also know I have issues, so I shall not judge. But yeah, I don't really know what that verse is saying. It doesn't sound to me like it's saying we can judge the angels. Maybe in some regards, but that doesn't feel like... Also, why would we have to judge angels if they're perfect? It's not talking about fallen angels, it's talking about angels. Unless I'm just getting something wrong here. I'm rolling this. Fallen angels. Yeah, but it doesn't say that. I feel like if it was talking about fallen angels, then it would state fallen angels. But agree to disagree. Okay, well. Guess that's fine. Let me see. Because usually it would say... Yeah, it doesn't have like an A thing, meaning... Well, we're looking at the Hebrew. We're gonna find out. What does it mean? We're gonna find out. I'm not leaving this up to agree to disagree. We're gonna figure it out. Hebrew. Can I use Bible Gateway, or is it not gonna let me? Okay, it is. Nice. Well, it's not giving you a translation. I would like a translation. Parallel. Okay. Do you not know that we will judge angels? How much more the things of this life? Oh wait, Greek. My bad. Yeah, New Testament's Greek, not Hebrew. Whatever. It's okay. So it says... How much more the things of this life... What does that mean? Do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if you are to judge the world, are you not competent to judge trivial cases? I just might not understand this then. So if you need to settle everyday matters, do you appoint, as judges, those of no standing in the church? So the unrighteous cannot judge, but the people in the church can judge, but it's also talking about saints, and saints are a specific position in the church. No? No. Saints are not a position in the church. Saints are a different thing. because we're talking about deacons and bishops. Those are positions. I do not believe saints are a position. So believers are saints, then, based on this. Set apart by God, holy, sacred. Yeah, okay. Judge angels. Messenger, a pastor. Condemn or punish. Okay. Okay, yeah, saints is just a believer. Okay. Maybe you're right here. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I have no clue. It didn't make anything clarify better. It just showed that it does mean judging by believers and not the unrighteous. But I don't see how that correlates. Because it's also not talking about fallen angels. Or that would have been in the Hebrew too, because the Hebrew means a messenger. And a fallen angel is not going to be a messenger if it's a fallen angel. So, I'm confused. I'm lost, man. Okay. I want to say Uno against Solomon, see if he's as smart as they say. I mean, to be fair, Uno's like a game of luck, basically. A lot of card games are, though. We're supposed to be smart enough to judge because Christ gave us true ways to judge. Yes, righteous judgment, of course. Saints is just a believer. I doubt Michael needs to be judged. Who really needs to be judged is Eve. Yeah, but then you're calling judgment upon another person, which... Of course they did wrong. I don't know, it just feels... I don't want to say don't judge people ever. No. But also, don't judge harshly, either. Bring it up. Soft, kind way, same way Jesus would. Repentance, remind them of that. It's just a lot. It's a big thing to think about. Like we said, we're not called to judge. Yes, of course, judge righteously, obviously. But also, God's already judged that. Eve already knows. Like, obviously, Eve knows. But we should bring it out. We're called to walk up to someone with one person, two person, three, then the church, and then if they don't do better, then we're called to kick them out, right? Something else to think about. But again, we're talking about, why did it do that? We're talking about righteous judgment. And it depends on what righteous judgment is. How would we really, oh shoot, it's gonna fall. How do we quantify that? How do we really do much with that? And of course, we're not called to judge. That's not our place. Of course, not condemn, at least. That's not our place at all. At all, not in the slightest. But to bring something up, to talk about it, yes. So it also depends on what judgment type is. Jesus loves you. Amen. Dang. It's that blind guy. Wait, can he hear me? I said 6'7" and he shot me, so... Hold on, we're gonna find out. Maybe connection 4 against John. What do you mean? Connect 4 against John? Oh. Oh, it's not connection, it's connect 4. Oh, wow. That's on me. Where did he go? What you know about? Oh, yeah, he can't hear me. Yeah, my proximity chat's not on. That's why he shot me when I jumped. Well, let me get back to base. Monopoly against Thomas. Why are we just playing board games with, like, the apostles and other people? But yeah, we're not called to condemn, we're not called to judge in that sense. We are called to righteously examine and talk to people. Again, it just depends on the definition of judgment, really. Which is, I guess, why I was, like, struggling on the... Oh, wow. Struggling on what to say. There we go. Why are you trying to shoot me? Okay, he can't. Because why not? Well, I guess that's a fair point. Why not play them in board games and card games? How did he get here so fast? My question is, how did Solomon have all those women? Well, some of them were spoils from war, which is, like, Terrible to say, but it's true. Some of them were. Got them from just absolutely demolishing other nations. So many birthdays you have to remember. Will we have birthdays in heaven? Side question. Will we have birthdays in heaven? Will we have days in heaven? Obviously, no. We're not going to have days in heaven, because there'll be no such thing as day and night. I'm pretty sure that's something that's stated. So I guess we won't have nighttime. Talking about our previous topic, so, whole other thing to think about. You remember me? I was drawing. Yeah, I remember you. I remember bad drawing. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back in. Peter, James, John, Thomas, Judas. 5 out of 12 disciples I know. What am I missing? You're missing Matthew. Not who am I missing, but who is missing from that is what I mean. Yeah, you're missing Matthew. Oh, I stepped in the fire. I eat a heavenly cloud. Can you eat a heavenly cloud? What are you doing in my basement? I'm not doing nothing in your basement. This is my basement. Can you eat a heavenly cloud? Is that even possible? Is a heavenly cloud edible? Is it made of cotton candy? Yeah, I remember you, though. How are you doing today, by the way, bad drawings? Matthew, 6 of 12. Weren't there, like, 2 someones? There was 2 of someone. And then they changed names, but they were 2. If I grab that money, it's gonna kill me. Bartholomew. Philip. Yeah, I know there was... Oh, yeah, Philip. Yeah, I know 2 of them had the same name, and then their name changed. A lot of name changes that happen in the Bible. No. Stay. Stay. Come on. Don't give me a hard time here. I gotta see where the next spot is. I'm trying to go off of memory. All good. I don't think I can name anymore. I think I'm done. Oh, I hear it. There it is. Okay. I know where to go now. Wow, I run fast. Whoa. I remember one disciple has the same name as the other. Yeah, that's what I said. So, I already said Simon. Yep, Simon. Right. So... Well, the other Simon, but what's the name? Did I go the wrong way? Oh, I gotta get this up steps. Definitely went the wrong way, but... Said Simon Peter. So then, what are we missing? Not falling out. Thought there was Simon the Zealot or something. Also depends on what we're calling disciples. Of course, we can like bring up the first 12, but there are more than that. No, that's in there. That's fine. We making money. I'm not trying to look at the book. Yeah. After this, I think I'm just gonna do some Bible reading. I'm actually getting back into the Bible. Hopefully I'll stick with it. That's a big thing. Even if you get back into it, you gotta stick with it. is not easy to do. Bleh. Oh, it doesn't work because I don't have voice chat on. Nice. Well, I have a good amount of money, so I guess just pick up whatever I really want to at this point. Anybody else got some other apostles or disciples or... I can't think of no more. I think my brain's kind of fried at this point, though. I'm also getting sleepy for some reason. Even though I know if I go to bed right now, I'm not gonna fall asleep. Trump? What? That's... Trump? We for real? In the hidden... What is the hidden gospel? Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. What? What are we talking about? Okay, please explain. Obama. Okay. Okay. Yep. I just made... Okay. Okay. Well, that makes more sense. What do you mean, Obama? That guy just ran at the speed of light. Dang it! Yeah, I think that's where I end. What was I supposed to do? I had to run from him, and then I got shot. Yeah, I think that's where I end. It was a really good stream, though. Hopefully I see you back here Thursday, since I can't stream tomorrow. I'll try to stream if I can. It'll probably be late if I do. You died. Yeah. Oh, wait. All good. I can wait a little bit before I end this off. I think I'm going to quit the game, though. You just... Oh! You got it. You got it. Yeah, I'm probably going to continue in the Luke. I'm listening to Bryce Crawford's Christmas series for the Book of Luke. It's really good. Would recommend, even though it's not really Christmas anymore, but the gospel is not seasonal. Always listen to the gospel. To the books of the Bible, really. All of the above. I'll have to see you all back here soon. If anybody has questions before I end off, let me know before I do this. I'm going to end here right now. It's been a really good stream, actually. Of course, not in metrics, but it's been like that the past few ones because I haven't been doing Minecraft. And I haven't been starting out well. And then attacks and all the other stuff. But Thaddeus, who's that? Also, if any of you want to continue these conversations, we have a Discord server. I try to be in there. I've been trying to do debates, but some of these fry my brain and hurt my brain, and other people are just better at them than I am, I'm pretty sure. Is one of them but a background character? Okay, it seems you guys are just going to talk amongst yourself. If you want to join the Discord server, that's another way to talk amongst yourselves. God bless you and your families. I hope you all stay in